Swastiastu, Maui and Trizzy here. You've probably seen, read, and heard a lot of content about Indonesia's most visited island, Bali. We're here to add our experience to it. We'll break down our 9-day itinerary balanced with yoga, food, waterfalls, temples, spas, plus more. Also, watch till the end where we'll share our tips on how you can avoid the treacherous Bali Belly amongst surviving the heat and other things. Since we were coming from the Philippines, we flew on Scoot Airlines with a layover in Singapore. The Indonesia second flight. The airport we flew into was the I Gusti Ngurah Rai International Airport, commonly called the Denpasar International Airport. We searched in the crowd of drivers. At last, we found him with Maui's name and mistaken title as Mr. We arranged a private driver with our hotel in Ubud to pick us up. The cost was $30 USD total for 2 people max. If you don't want to arrange for a driver, the rideshare Grab is available upon landing as well. It took us about an hour and a half to get to our hotel in Ubud from the airport. We made a pit stop to an ATM machine to get some cash. Our 8-night stay in Ubud was at the serene and peaceful Alam Wayang Resort. It's tucked in a narrow neighborhood where only scooters and golf carts can fit. Our driver dropped us off at the resort's first checkpoint, where we transferred onto the hotel shuttle cart to make our way to the open-air lobby. Shortly after being treated with our welcome drinks, we were escorted to our small villa for the next 9 days. Each villa at this resort had its own gate. We were surrounded by lots of greenery, making our outside seating area very private. Inside was our queen bed. The room had a high wooden ceiling, storage space to place our luggage and hang clothes, a small vanity with a mirror, an extra seat, a compact fridge, TV, and pretty good Wi-Fi. Wondering where our bathroom is? Let's step back outside. Yep, we have an outdoor bathroom. Toilet, shower, and sink. It was a bit uncomfortable for us at first, but we got used to it. The other amenities around the resort were a pool, restaurant, our meals were not included, and a massage on site. Once we settled our belongings down, we went across the resort to eat at a Warung, a small family-owned eatery. This Warung was Lala and Lili. We ordered stir-fry noodle and a rice and veggie stir-fry. This place also conveniently has a fresh fruit stand. We swam at the pool a bit, waiting for the scorching sun to set so we could roam around the town. Our neighborhood was quiet and away from the chaos of the town. There were no cars on this road. Before we hit the town, we walked through a small alley by the resort and stumbled upon a yoga studio, Intuitive Flow. The studio had incredible views, one being Mount Agung, an active volcano. We purchased a 5-class pass, so if you have the time, we highly recommend checking out Intuitive Flow. Each class we took was so unique, had a different teaching style with new yoga poses and stretches unlocked. To end our arrival day, we ate dinner at the resort, accompanied by a cute dog. The first thing we did the next day was yoga at the beautiful Intuitive Flow. It was a great start of the day and trip to do some movement while being surrounded by Bali's nature, feeling the breeze, and hearing the gentle water stream and birds singing during our practice. After class, we went to grab breakfast at this cute cafe a few steps away from the studio. The Yellow Flower Cafe instantly became a spot where we'll have to revisit again on the trip. It was an open-air cafe with every table being a vibe, so you can't go wrong choosing where to sit. Some tables had wooden swings, some with a view, and some with friendly neighborhood doggies to adore while eating. Our breakfast here was amazing. Maui ordered a latte with nasi campur, a Balinese dish with the combination of rice, eggplant, tempeh, beans, boiled egg, chicken, and sambal. Shrizzy ordered the candlenut curry with vegetables, rice, tempeh, and chicken. During our meal, we saw a woman set up her Canang Sari, daily offerings with flowers and burning incense. These offerings are to show gratitude and devotion to their gods. These are often placed on the ground, so be careful where you step. We went into town for the day. The closest way from our resort was via the Penestanan stairs. It also involved crossing busy streets, through a dark, jungly tunnel with little to no space on the sidewalk, and over an old bridge. We stopped by the Ubud Market Street, then visited the Ubud Palace. It's free to visit, but if you wish to view the traditional dance in the evening, there is a small fee for that. Nearby is the Saraswati Temple, Ubud's water palace, also free to visit. This gorgeous Hindu temple was built in a year, from 1951 to 1952, with the path in the middle of a pond with lily pads. Dedicated to the goddess of wisdom, art, and learning, goddess Saraswati. The heat and humidity was taking over our energy quickly, but the day was not over. We had to rejuvenate with a quick stop in the Starbucks right outside the temple to cool us off. The 20-minute walk to the monkey forest felt like forever. There were monkeys outside the forest that we tried to avoid eye contact with, as this may be threatening to them and they may attack.
Try not to look at the monkeys in the eyes.
Depending on the day you visit, entrance fee ranges between $5 to $6 USD for adults. We remind you to be as minimal as possible when visiting the monkey forest. Any loose items will change ownership to the monkey. We witnessed the lady's purse being taken by a monkey who climbed high into a tree. So try to secure your glasses or sunglasses, hats, snacks, small bags, phones, etc. Even a monkey became curious about what was inside Maui's backpack. And try to keep your distance. We heard stories of monkeys attacking and biting tourists and had to go to the hospital to get shots. The forest is pretty big to roam around, so you'll definitely get your fair share of monkey activities. Maybe too much of it. We took advantage of the shade at the forest while watching them monkeying around in the water, turning on and off the water faucet. After an hour at the monkey forest, Maui went to go get her hair done at the Vive, Salon, and Spa Ubud. Shortly after leaving the salon, the humidity overpowered Maui's new do as we walked over to the foreigner-populated Zest, a vegan restaurant located on top of a hill with views of Ubud's lush land. We wanted to order everything on the menu. If you're not a vegan, we believe you'll still enjoy the food and drinks here. We ordered the Zest club sandwich, one of the tastiest club sandwiches we ever ate, and it had daikon bacon, lettuce, tomato, battered oyster mushroom, avocado, and vegan mayo. To balance the savory portion, we had the refreshing black velvet cacao bowl. We drank a strong flavored hojicha latte and thirst-quenching mint lemonade. After a day of struggling through Bali's humidity, we were so thankful Zest had nothing but great options for us to choose from. When we decided to stroll along the Campuhan Ridge Walk around sunset, we thought we dodged the heat, but it was still hot and we didn't get as far as we wanted to.
So hot.
By the time we got back to the resort, it was dark and the only light source we had was thankfully our flashlight, going up the Penestanan stairs. Well, we think we deserve a massage after this day, and that's exactly what we did. We ended our night with the massage at the resort. The next day, we took it extremely slow. We went out for an early morning walk around the town before our yoga class. Then went back to the Yellow Flower Cafe for breakfast. This time, we had curry and rice, and a stir-fried rice noodle with an egg. It was a chill afternoon inside our villa with AC to avoid the afternoon heat. We popped out to grab lunch at a nearby Warung called Made Warung. We had mie goreng, which are fried noodles, and mouth-watering, delicious fried lemongrass chicken. The reason why we had an uneventful day today was because we booked an overnight tour to hike Mount Ijen on the island of Java. This tour will pick us up in the evening at 7 p.m., and we wouldn't be back until the next afternoon. If you want to see how hiking an active volcano and the world's largest acidic crater lake went, check out our video linked in the description below. After our Mount Ijen tour was done, we got back to Ubud the next afternoon around 4 p.m. We showered and freshened up to conveniently eat dinner at our resort, the Hastina restaurant. We wanted something heavy to gain back the calories we burned on the tour, so we had pizza and carbonara. We walked to town, unsuccessfully finding a much-needed foot massage, but got some gelato to make us feel better and ending the night there. If there's one thing we suggest you do in Bali, it's to book a cooking class, specifically the PAON Bali Cooking. The next morning, we walked to our pickup point for the cooking class. After picking up other participants, we were dropped off for a short tour of a local market where they sell spices and fresh ingredients.
Thank you. And then the last? Turmeric.
We got transported to where the cooking class was held, at a family home with the gorgeous shrine as their entrance. Each location of the shrine and rooms are set with intention to honor the gods and to create harmony and balance within the home. We were escorted to the back area where the class took place and were given aprons. In class, we were chopping, sauteing, hand mixing, and wrapping our 6-course meal.
I went on vacation not to cook.
Coming back to the kitchen, we still make another.
The first thing we were introduced with was deep-fried tempeh, which has become a favorite of ours. We noticed tempeh is used in a lot of main dishes in Bali as a side, if not the main protein source. We each took a turn at the Bali blender making a paste for one of the dishes. This quote-unquote blender had many of the spices we came across at the local market.
Jeez.
Sorry.
I lost my job.
Because you use something blender.
You're fired. I'm fired. You got fired.
At the end of the class, our hard work was rewarded with chicken sauté, deep-fried tempeh and sweet soy sauce, Balinese salad with peanut sauce called gadu gadu, chicken curry, steamed fish, and the dessert was sweetened plantains. We booked PAON Bali Cooking Class through Get Your Guide for $30 per person. It was greater than a 5-star experience. We'll leave a link in the description if you're interested in booking your cooking class with them. Our next stop was to the Tjampuhan spa, which was a resort next to the river. We purchased a half-day spa ticket for $12 USD per person. This includes use of their hot and cold pool settled in a beautiful grotto overlooking the river. It also includes access to their saunas as well. Since we didn't get the foot massage we were looking for last night, this contrast therapy was a good alternative. The cold pool didn't seem as cold because of the Bali weather that seemed to win the fight every day. And the hot pool melted all the tension away from carrying our bags around, especially from the Mount Ijen hike. We had moments to ourselves and moments with others, but because the natural noise from the river stream was present, it made this shared experience quite relaxing for the afternoon. Getting to the spa itself was a good chunk of stairs, so after feeling rejuvenated from the spa for a few hours, we made our way back up the stairs, back to our resort. We continued on the day with more self-care by doing yoga at Intuitive Flow. On the opposite side of town, we had dinner at Cafe Vespa, another place where you can't go wrong with the menu options. This was still within walking distance from our resort. We ordered the beef keema dosa, a plate with beef, peas, potatoes, and lentil curry with coconut chutney, and also the crispy chicken burger with a side of fries. To wash it down, we had coffee and a warm Jamu drink. Jamu is a popular pressed juice drink that can be served hot or cold. The creaminess of the homemade matcha ice cream was the perfect ending to day 5. Day 6 will be our most eventful day around Bali. So eventful that we had to book a driver. And for a 10-hour day, we paid $50 USD total. Our first stop was to the Ceking rice terraces before the crowds appeared. Entrance fees were not included since we only paid for a driver, so remember to have cash on hand for entrance fees. To enter the rice terrace was less than $2 per person. We arrived a little after the sun rose to experience the peacefulness. We were free to walk along the rows of grass for a better view of the layers. There are the infamous swings here if that's what you wish to do. Our next stop was to eat breakfast. So we stopped at a nearby restaurant that was also a relaxing day club, the Kawi Resto Pool and Bar. We filled up on another mee goreng and nasi goreng to take us through the rest of the busy day. After the meal, we were on our way to the Tjampuhan Holy Water Temple. We were required to wear a sarong that they provided along with the entrance fee of $3 USD per adult. Tjampuhan is one of Bali's most spiritual grounds as the location is built around spring water that possesses healing properties. Locals and visitors will go into the water to take part in a spiritual cleanse and purification ritual known as melukat. This requires a proper sarong that you'll get handed. It's different from the one at the entrance. It's about $2 USD to participate in this ritual. We opted out from doing this, but enjoyed watching from a distance. We roamed the spiritual grounds and admired the details for an hour. Have you heard of the famous luwak coffee? For all you coffee drinkers, this next stop will be a unique taste for you. The Chantique Agriculture is where we had a coffee tour and coffee and tea tasting. We got to see the process of how kopi luwak is made. Basically what it is animal poop coffee. Luwak, also called toddy cat or musang, is a type of animal that eats coffee cherries, then poops it out. The feces that has undigested beans are collected, cleaned, roasted, grounded, and brewed for coffee lovers' enjoyment. Known to be the most expensive coffee in the world, has a stamp of approval from Maui. The tour and tasting were free, but if you wanted to try a cup of kopi luwak, it was about $3. If you're more of a tea drinker, you'll also appreciate the spread of tea during the tasting. You can also purchase some coffee and tea to take home as well. After our amazing coffee and tea break, we arrived at a traditional Balinese village called the Penglipuran Village. Fun fact, they were crowned one of the cleanest villages in the world. It cost $3 for adults to enter. Along with being one of the cleanest villages, it is also Bali's most visited by tourists. People who live there are so friendly, they'll invite you into their homes to try on some traditional clothing. Now we tried on a kabaya. The residents don't expect anything in return, but we tip them for a fun and welcoming experience. We have 2 more stops left. Both of them were waterfalls. First one, the Tjampuhan waterfall, a $1 entrance fee to visit. Note that from the parking lot, there will be a 15-minute hike down the stairs to get to the water. This waterfall gains its popularity because it's located in a cave. And with the right natural lighting, the sun rays hit the cave magically through the waterfall, also known as Heaven's Light. Although this was a popular attraction, we didn't encounter much of a crowd here. But on the other hand, the next waterfall was insanely crowded and made it difficult for us to enjoy the beauty of it. This is Kanto Lampo Waterfall. This costs less than $2 per person to enter. There is another paved hike downwards to the waterfall, so on the return, you'll be trekking upwards. If you really want a photo in the middle of the cascading waterfall, there may be a line to capture it.
My Photoshop game goes hard on this one.
But there are other similar photo spots to the side you can capture as well. From here, we went back to our resort through traffic to eat dinner at the Yellow Flower Cafe, closing off the day with pisang goreng, a deep-fried banana dessert dish. We arranged for our next day to be easy and relaxing. One thing we haven't done that's a Bali thing to do was a flower bath. So after our morning yoga and brunch at the healthy Ubud vegan restaurant, we walked over to Putri Bali Spa to get our flower bath. The treatment we ordered was the Javanese Lulur treatment, a 60-minute Balinese massage with turmeric and rice body scrub. We were given a private room for the two of us, with natural light beaming on the showers. During the massage, they placed a visually appealing bowl of flowers for us to look at while facing down. The flowers provided an easeful scent to our spa day. Topping off our massage and body scrub was our long-awaited flower bath. The bath was warm and made us feel too relaxed. But since we weren't doing much this day, it was fine to stay lazy. For our last full day in Ubud, we ordered a Grab motorbike to get us to the Pyramids of Chi, a wellness center with a cafe. We went to do a sound bath, but before our scheduled time, we ordered some lunch. A banana blossom and moringa curry. Both dishes came with rice. It looks as though the menu items change often, so these might not be featured on the menu anymore. Same as the drinks, which we got a ginger lemongrass squash and an immunity juice. The sound bath included a gifted eye pillow that's filled with special filtered volcanic sand from Mount Batur, an active volcano in Bali. We are to place the pillow over our eyes for the 90-minute sound bath. It helps with deepening relaxation and meditation. After our session, we wanted to try their desserts, the vegan cheesecake and chocolate cake. Their menu items are free of artificial sugar and gluten. They also offered a free shuttle back to the town. We walked around the Pura Dalem temple and surprisingly had the place to ourselves. It was required we wore sarong, so we rented from the temple and took photos during golden hour. There was a show happening there in the night, so we had purchased tickets to come back later to watch. While we killed time, we found a place to get a foot massage, then ate dinner really quickly to make the show at the temple. This show was a traditional Balinese Hindu fire dance and monkey chant that usually takes place once the sun sets. It involves a dramatic storyline told through narration, chanting, and dancing. The one on the horse becomes more in a trance as the chants continue, and this trance is implied by the man walking over flaming coconut husks or kicking them with his bare feet. This show was an hour long and the audience was packed. A Kecek fire show is something you must do when visiting, and you can normally find these shows in several temples across Bali. We spent a total of 8 nights and 9 days here and felt a balance of chaos due to the weather and peacefulness with all the yogas and spas we did. We love staying at the Alam Wayang resort. If you want to try an outdoor private bathroom, then we'll highly recommend booking here. We booked our stay through Agoda and paid about $82 USD a night with taxes and fees included. If you're lucky, you'll get to have an involuntary pet dog during your stay. If you made it to the end, thank you so much. Because now we'll share some of our survival tips, especially if you're thinking of visiting Bali during the warmer seasons. First, let's try to avoid Bali Belly, aka traveler's diarrhea. Many have reported terrible stomach pain that will knock them out for a few days due to the tap water. Unfortunately, the clean water sources in this country has been polluted, so use filtered bottled water for drinking, to brush your teeth, to rinse your mouth, and to clean your oral hygiene products. This goes with being careful with the iced drinks you order. Kindly ask if the ice is made with filtered water, if the smoothies are blended with filtered ice. Places where it's populated by tourists are usually okay. Along with the ice at restaurants, be careful with raw vegetables and fruits too, and if places are washing with tap water versus filtered water. We try to eat veggies that are cooked and eat fruits with outer layers. A key component of avoiding stomach issues generally anywhere in the world, we recommend taking Pepto-Bismol chewables daily on the trip. It'll help coat your stomach and lessen the bloat in case any stomach issue arises. You heard us complaining a lot about Bali's weather. We went end of April going into May, and you'll need these tips to combat Bali's hot and humid weather. Bring a mini portable fan. We can't tell you how many times we nearly tapped out of the day because of the humidity. And don't share it, make sure everyone has their own fans. Utilize sunrise and sunset for excursions when the weather is a little bit cooler, and use the hot afternoons to relax at the pool or somewhere with AC like your hotel, cafe, or a spa. And let's talk transportation. The rideshares are Grab and Gojek. Although airports like Bali and Yogyakarta has a convenient Grab area, other places like the harbors are strict with using rideshares, so prepare to pay for a taxi or pre-arrange a driver. Regardless if you're going to rent a scooter or not, be sure to get travel insurance. The roads are narrow and packed with other scooters and larger vehicles, so please protect yourself. Download the WhatsApp app on your phone. Communication via WhatsApp is a must. This is a widely used source for communicating with drivers, hotels, restaurants, salons, and spas. Also, ATMs are more reliable than the money exchange places, where you can get scammed. But if you really want to use a money exchanger, just make sure the place is big, have air conditioning, and avoid the small stalls. Well, that's our time in Bali and our survival tips. Bali may be a populated place to visit for foreigners, but there's always something new and unique to experience anywhere in the world. From Bali, we're heading to Yogyakarta in central Java for the next few days. In the meantime, please go check out our hike up to the active Mount Ijen volcano. As always, thank you so much for using your time to watch us, Maui and Trizzy. Don't forget to subscribe and get notified for more of our adventures. Terima kasih.